Welcome to Modern Spiritual Interpretations, and today we'll be going through Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, and we'll be covering part 1 and verse number 3. So it says that always without desire we must be found. If its deep mystery we would sound, but if desire always within us be, its outer fringe is all that we shall see. So this book by Lao Tzu was written around the 6th century. The 6th century, and it's more than 1400 years old. So he says in the 3rd verse that always without desire we must be found. If its deep mystery we would sound. Desire is the ultimate petrol which runs the car of human action. No matter what action you do, no matter getting out of bed or all the purposes of your life, they're all driven by desires. And desire means that I want something which I do not have right now. Isn't that the meaning of desire? That I want to achieve something. I want to get to that goal. I want to fulfill that purpose. This is called desire. Every action needs a certain desire to do. So in one way, Lao Tzu is actually a little contradictory to his own self, because even to write a book you need desire, even to speak you need desire, even to listen to what I am saying right now you need a certain desire, which might be stimulated by so many factors. So here says that always without desire we must be found. Now, the very first line of this is so hard to implement, and actually before that it's so hard to even understand that how can a person live his life without desire? It just sounds so ridiculous that if we don't have desire, then how will we get out of our bed? What will we go out to do? There's no point of career or relationship or money or any sort of aim or purpose in life if there is no desire. But that is what he says, that always without desire we must be found, if its deep mystery we would sound. But on the other hand, we need to understand that millions and millions and millions of people like us, who were probably most of them were more intelligent than us, some were more dumb, but all of them followed their desire. But ultimately, there is not even one human being who can completely say that yes, I have fulfilled all my desires. It never really happens. And even in your own personal life, you can see that you might have desired to have a specific relationship with a specific person, but it didn't really turn out fully the way you wanted. Maybe you got a little bit of your desires fulfilled, but in all terms of life, it is not at all possible to complete your desires, to fulfill your desires 100%. That's why Lao Tzu comes up with this new theory or philosophy. It's not new, it's actually more than 1000 years old, but he says that always without desire we must be found, if its deep mystery we would sound. So desire is basically here seen as a deep mystery, and it's actually a mystery for all of us, because say today, right now, you make up a desire that you want to be this or that in your career, or you want to achieve this or that purpose in your life. Now, once you start taking the actions to try and fulfill that goal or purpose that you have, you will go through thousands and thousands of obstacles. There is no sure shot way in which any human being can ever fulfill his desire completely. There is no short and straight way. That's why desire here is referred to as a deep mystery, a very deep mystery which cannot actually be solved, because that's what the meaning of mystery is, that we don't know what is happening, but it's somehow happening to us. But if desire always within be us, its outer fringe is all that we shall see. So this is what the condition of every human being who hasn't spiritually awakened or tried to make the effort to understand how nature works, how this mechanism called the human being, or how the human mind, which is one of the greatest gifts given to us, is working, But if desire always be within us, its outer fringe is all that we shall see. So Lao Tzu here makes a very bold statement by saying that if desire always predominates us, if it is always this wanting that I want this, I desire a good body, I desire a healthy relationship, I desire money, I desire to be on top of this chain or that hierarchy, then its outer fringe is all that we shall see. By outer fringe, he means the outer boundary. Just like standing on the boundary of a match. You're not right in the middle of the match and enjoying it, but you're somehow at the boundary and just seeing glimpses of it. And that is actually what happens. That we might get a huge chunk of what we desire, or even a small chunk of what we desire, but we never get it fully. And we get a taste of it, but again we are not fulfilled, and it keeps on recurring and one desire gives birth to another desire. The fact that you might want a very fit body, so for that fit body you might have to give birth to another 100 desires, which means you might have to exercise daily, which is another new desire. You might have to eat correctly, that is another desire. You might have to sleep on time, that is another desire. And all these sub desires make up more desires, because to eat properly you need to make certain arrangements. To sleep properly you need to make certain social and physical arrangements. So one desire gives birth to another, and the whole process is that we don't actually fulfill the desire and we don't enjoy it completely, because we are just on the outer fringe of one desire to the other. But Lao Tzu says that only the person who is without desire can solve the deep mystery of desire and wanting and getting in life. And if the desire is always within us, then the best that a person can see is just the outer fringe. And that is what happens with people. They spend their entire life thinking that they will get it, and somehow they actually reach the outer fringe. It is not that they do not get it. It is not that people do not become rich. It is not that people do not become famous. Or it is not that you don't enjoy your favorite dish, or you don't get the little goals or big goals that you set in life. You do. But you're always on the outer fringe. And on the outer fringe means that there's another next desire which has taken birth, and you have to go and chase that. And then ultimately you just reach the outer fringe of that, because it is the very nature of desire to give birth to more desires as long as it is alive. Somewhat like human beings, that as long as human beings are alive, they will keep giving birth to other human beings. So this chain never really ends until and unless the light of awareness shines through. So this is Lao Tzu's third verse of the first chapter of Tao Te Ching. Thank you.